see, in the 10th chapter of John's Gospel, Jesus tells us about this abundant life. Now, if you know the New International Version, it may be a little different. It says that Jesus came, and he says that he came so that they may have life and have it to the full. That's one translation. I like the King James translation, which says, I have come that they may have life and have it more abundantly. Now, in the past, I have preached about this topic. I have. And truthfully, the last time I talked about it was 1 week after his memorial service. And there's a reason. There's a reason I chose it then, and there's a reason I choose it now. You see, out of all the sermons I've ever preached, this was the one he loved the most. And the biggest reason for why he loved it was because of a story I told in it. He loved hearing this story. So, I want to share it with you. The story goes like this. One day a man stopped in a convenience store to get a newspaper. He noticed that the owner of the store had tears in his eyes as he kept looking out the window. So the customer, upon seeing the tears, asked the owner, "What's going on? Is everything okay?" To which he replied, "Do you see that bus bench over there? There's a woman who comes there every day around the same time. She sits for about an hour, waiting and knitting patiently. Buses come and buses go, but she never gets on one, and no one ever gets off to meet her. So the other day, I carried her a cup of coffee. I thought she could use one. And I sat with her for a while, and we talked. So after we talked for some time, she told me that her only son, he lived far away. And she last saw him 2 years ago when he boarded one of those buses at that very bus stop. He's married now. And she's never, not once, met her daughter-in-law or seen their new child, her granddaughter. She told me, it helps to come here and just wait. I pray for them as I knit little things for the baby I've never met. And I imagine them crammed in their tiny little apartment, trying to save money so they can come home. I can't wait to see them. What a day it will be." Well, the reason the store owner was looking out that window at that particular moment was that the three of them, the son, his wife, and their little child, were just then getting off the bus. The look on the woman's face when this small family fell into her arms was one of pure joy. And this joy only increased when she looked into the face of her granddaughter for the very first time. The store owner commented, "I'll never forget that look as long as I live." Well, the next day, the same man returned to the store, and the owner was again behind the counter as he was every day. But before the owner could say or do anything, the customer looked at him and said, "You sent her son the money for those tickets, didn't you?" And the owner looked back with eyes full of love and a smile and replied, "Yes, I sent the money." Then he repeated his statement from the day before, "I'll never forget that look as long as I live." This man had discovered it. He discovered it. He figured it out. He figured out what it meant to live the abundant life, as Pastor Sugar figured it out. You see, he loved to tell that story. He loved that story more than any other. And he used to laugh because he said, "Well, Dave, I tell it to everybody I come across. Everyone I see, I share that story with them." And there was a reason why. Because he He wanted so desperately for everyone he ever came across to discover what he and that store owner had discovered. That it's not about the good life. It's all about the abundant life. And you see, that's what he had. That's what he had. And that's what our mission is at this church. To try and help people to get that abundant life. But you see, in order for someone to get it, we have to understand what it is. We need to see that there are truths that pertain to this. First, we have to understand that the good life and the abundant life, they are two totally different and separate things. The good life, what we all know, what we all strive for, the good life is comprised of things, of stuff, of money, of getting comfortable, getting ourselves set to where I don't have to worry so much about stuff. I got a nice car, house, I got money saved, I got it made. I got the good life. And that's what many people are living for. The abundant life is different. You see, to be honest, to live abundantly means it has nothing to do with possessions. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, the abundant life doesn't focus or worry about things, and it goes further. It doesn't worry about self. Me, I'm important. I'm a pastor. I'm somebody. I want to see my name in front of everybody else's name. I'm the reason. Me, I. Get my name in the newspaper. Get my name on news. I want to see my name. It's a foolish thing. And that's what I put on the sign. What's a fool's favorite subject? Himself. It's all about self. Me. That's what's important. Nobody else but me. See, the abundant life isn't like that. There is no focus on me or I when we're talking about living abundantly. The truth is that when someone is living this way, they're actually living their lives hoping to help others. Putting others before them. Focus isn't upon me, it's about other people. Which you see is a very important teaching of a certain someone. Jesus. His great command was to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. This was one of his most important teachings. And we are to live and take part in this teaching. We have to obey it, and we have to strive to follow this. But it's not all. There are other things we have to think about if we want the abundant life. You see, in order to truly live abundantly, we need to see the reason that we want to help others and that we want to give to other people is that we, every one of us, we're all given a precious gift. We all were. All of us. And the truth is that no one deserved it. No one. The person who has the abundant life greatly accepts what Christ has done for him. And that's what, honestly, that's one of the most important questions we will ever have to ask and answer. Because everything, and I mean everything, revolves around our response.